Invincible season 2 episode 1, and it's a banger. So let's get into it. All right, so again, if you paid attention to season 1, you saw how it ended with Omni-Man pretty much just bodying Mark because, again, he's trying to set up for the Viltrum Empire to do what it needs to do. Well, seems like this started off a little differently than the way that it ended. So basically, throughout this beginning of this episode, we literally have Mark, who has teamed up with Omni-Man, and they have started to take over Earth. Like, they are carrying out the orders from the Viltrum Empire with ruthless aggression. Again, they want to take out everybody, and they are on a mission to do it with no care in the world about what happens to anybody else except for one person. We'll get to that in a second. So they're pretty much hunting everybody down. You see the Immortal go face to face, and then he gets bodied by Omni-Man and then splattered by Invincible, and then they end up hunting down everybody else, that whoever they're looking for, any other resistance or whatever's going on. We see this one guy kind of walking through. Didn't really know who he was and stuff because, again, I haven't read the comics. That's all Tony's expertise. But we get down and we find out this guy named Angstrom. When he gets down and he found some kind of null energy. Not sure what that is, but it's something that apparently can stop Omni-Man. So Robot, Adam, Eve, they're down there talking about it. She's got a shaved head, freaking clean. She's got some scars. Like, she's definitely been through it. Like, they definitely look like, warriors who've been scrapping for everything that they need. And when it comes down to it, Omni-Man and Invincible show up and like, yo, we found you guys. We got to end this right now. And they get ready to go to work. And Adam Eve is like, nah, we finna scrap. So everybody starts attacking. They end up using the null energy with a robot to take out Omni-Man, and it does nothing. He is absolutely fine. And you see Invincible. And honestly, with not much effort, he subdues Adam Eve and tells her, like, he doesn't want to hurt her. He wants her to be there, but she can't have it, and he can't let her hurt anyone. So he ends up snapping her neck. And in the process of snapping her neck, I'm thinking, dang, that's cold. Like, I was not expecting this from the way the last season ended. And his response, of course, to his dad is like, sorry I had to do that, son. He was like, oh, no, I didn't kill her. I just paralyzed her because I said I wasn't going to kill her, but I want to keep her around. Like, that's some cold-blooded stuff. Like, and you think about how Omni-Man treated Mark's mother, Debbie, and how he called her a pet. That's how he loved her, was a pet. He's essentially doing the same thing with Adam Eve, like snapping her neck and paralyzing her from the neck down so he can keep her around so he can visit. He's got some people that'll take care of her like a pet. Like, boy is becoming more and more like his old man than I expected. So as this is going on, they're getting ready to finish off everybody, and we see the Angstrom guys, the black guy, get dropped down into a portal. No idea why. He just randomly disappears. So it's like, okay, he's gone. I think just kind of move on from there. And as the show goes on, we find out more about Angstrom and basically what he's about. And he has the ability to generate these portals, but not within his own universe. Like, these portals into other dimensions and stuff. So as things went on, he eventually just found different versions of himself across time. He needed to gather up as much knowledge as he can to save the world. And that's where he ends up recruiting the Mauler twins to help him do that, because they're good with a lot of this, a lot of these technical devices and stuff like that. And he wants to build a device, like some kind of encoder, to help him kind of get all the knowledge from these different dimensions that he can open to help save the world. Cancer is cured in one dimension and stuff. Like, there's no poverty in another dimension. There's other cures for other stuff in other, and basically he wants to take all the best parts of these different universes and bring them to his universe, or to one universe, and kind of fix everything, create the perfect utopia. Kind of noble. This is where you kind of see this kind of like, okay, I see what you want to do, but it seems like whenever these really big noble intentions happen with these things, like something tends to get skewed somewhere in the process. And he's trying to build it. He's trying to do it quietly and peacefully. Like, again, he just doing everything he needs to do, and he's letting the Maulers know, like, hey, I will give you a world, a dimension that you can have as yours. And they're like, no superheroes. We be treated like gods. We got good food, whatever, and there's no issues. And he's like, all right, I'll give it to you. The thing was, one of the angstrom that was pulled through the portal wasn't the same angstrom that actually has the power. So it's different. There's two different angstroms. There's actually a bunch of different angstroms, but these two are the ones that I'm focused on, because this one's pulled through the portal, and the one who's talking about using the portals, he's got the whole grand scheme and everything in mind. Whereas the other one, you see him in different parts of the conversation, kind of listening in, and he hears what's going on. He was the one that came from the world where Invincible was wrecking shop. So I'm like, okay, something's going on there. How's that going to turn out? Then eventually we find out, of course, that because of this, and these are different worlds with that, we're in the multiverse. Everyone's doing the multiverse to some degree at some point, apparently. So this is what we're in. We're dealing with the multiverse. We are going back to our Mark that we know, and he's trying to deal with the aftermath. It's been about a month after his father just kind of wrecked shop and everything. So he's still trying to process everything. This boy's got severe PTSD based on the stuff. He wants to be a hero. He's trying to help, but he keeps having these moments where he kind of freezes, and he's looking at his hands, he's shaking, he's having flashbacks. Like, he is messed up, and like, it hurts to see him this way, because he wants to do good. He wants to be better, and he has all this resentment for his father. Him and his mother are not doing well. They're trying to cope and figure it out. She's upset. Like, she's a pet. Like, she is mad about that pet comment, and rightfully so. I'm like, come on, you spent 20 years of your life with this man, and you were nothing but a pet to him. Yeah. So Debbie's on one. Like, she's just pissed off, and she's trying to figure out how to deal with it. Mark is trying to figure out how to deal with it and what to do, and he doesn't know. And he's trying to, again, some of the people, and again, everybody thinks his father died and got blown up in when the house got smashed. So everyone thinks he's just about the father. So they're treating him, well, and apologizing for him, and everybody's trying to be nice about it. He's just trying to go to school. The Guardians of the Globe and stuff, like, he can't be a part of the team right now because his mind's not right. So he's kind of off to the side. So it's just like, what is he to do? He's really having to struggle because he wants to atone for all the people he couldn't save. You gotta remember that scene with the train, and he just sat there and he could do nothing. People were just dying, technically, at his hands by the work of his father. So that, and there's nothing he could do about it. So he's trying to atone for all that. That's why he wants to help. He wants to be a hero, but he's not sure how to go about it. Like, it's this whole internal struggle. And I think that's kind of what we'll be dealing with this season, is that big internal struggle from Mark trying to cope with everything and figure out how things work. And, his mother wants to help him. Debbie absolutely wants to help him, but she can't figure out how to help herself. And that's when we get a visit from Olga. She was in the, earlier season, and, she's trying to still cope with the loss with the Guardians and everything that happened when, her boyfriend got smashed. You think about, he was sitting there going as fast as possible and still got his head squeezed out. So she's trying to still deal with all that. She went to Russia or Moscow or whatever, came back, and she's got something going on. She's trying to help Debbie and trying to kind of let her know, like, hey, there's something that we, I learned how to cope with this or how to deal with this, and maybe they can help you too. And she gives her like a little card. It's like a little black and red card. And she's like, you should check this out. This could help you. This could help kind of get your mind right, get you, to understand, to better help yourself, that you can better help Mark. And it's kind of like a little ominous thing. It's like, what is this? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, is this something that's going to give her powers where she can fight back? Is this something that, is like a resistance against the superheroes type thing? Is this where some of it starts for this universe? Like, I don't know. But something is going on because, again, people want revenge. People want to feel safe. People want to, forget things that happen. Like, there's a lot of emotion going on throughout this episode. And Angstrom is just trying to help the world. Like, he's the biggest catalyst right now because he wants to help the world and figure out how to do it. But in the process of that, he has to absorb all the knowledge from all these different minds of his who know the intricate workings of each of their own dimensions, and take all that one. Like, you have to be able to see the whole puzzle. That's his thing. So with, I think it's 1,000 different minds connected. So the Mauler twins hook them up to the encoder and with all the different minds. And apparently he's been using Maulers from all the different dimensions and stuff. And they opened the portals and got everything hooked up. I think it's like nine different universes or dimensions. And with that being said, hit the start button. Stuff starts going through. Invincible shows up because I got the big power spike. It's like, all right, what are we gonna do about this? And he's got to figure out how to take him down. And then the Maulers are coming at him. Maulers are dropped in from other dimensions because, again, Levi, doesn't want this to stop. He's got to, do this for the greater good, always for the greater good. So that's why he brings in more Maulers from other dimensions to help fight. And they're, we got to kill Invincible. Like, this is what we're going to do. But he doesn't want that to happen. Don't take off the helmet. I'm not going to listen because I don't want my utopia to start in blood. Takes off the helmet anyway. Everything blows up. Everything goes crazy. Because Invincible is kind of getting his butt whooped at this point. And it's like, you can tell that he's not really there. Like, he still can, he says he's ready to fight, and they put him back in the field, and he's still not all there. He's still trying to find that focus. Because even the scene earlier when he was trying to just talk to his mom, trying to make dinner, he pulled out 3 plates to eat because that's what he's used to doing. Him, mom, and dad. Dad ain't there no more. Again, he's a creature of habit. It's been a month, and he's still not processed. And again, I'm not rushing the process for him trying to figure stuff out, but again, you can tell he's still going through stuff. So even this big explosion, which I don't know who the rest of the Guardians of the Globe were, they kind of show up after the fact, which I don't see why they weren't there during, but they show up, and it's like, all right, we'll get to clean up and figure out what's going on and try and piece together what was happening. Invincible, of course, is still trying to deal with, like, people died. A bunch of more people died. So again, now he's triggered because there was a bunch of people. Granted, they all look the same, but they all died. He couldn't save anybody. That's a problem for him. So this thing with him, and it's a constant tug of war right now because you can tell he does not want to become his father. He's afraid of becoming his father. You saw what his father is. So this is making him nervous and anxious and fearful, and he don't know what to do. It's wild. This, like, the writers of this did absolutely fantastic. So definitely shout out to the writers. Amazon has been doing work with these shows. Again, with everything going on with The Boys, Gen V, Invincible, like, they are on it. And again, we get all the gore, there is no holds barred. Some of the things that are being said are just outright nasty, and I'm here for it because, again, like, this is raw and uncut, and we get to see how how superheroes would react with having this power. Again, this god complex, so to speak, of wanting to take over everything or rule for the greater good. Again, what do you think the Viltrum Empire is doing? Like, they're going to take care of the Earthlings. We have cures for cancer. We have all this stuff was said in the speech by Invincible early on. It's the same thing. We're doing this for the greater good. We're conquering these worlds so that everybody can fall under one rule for the greater good. But again, it's always someone else's greater good, someone higher's greater good that is being met. And it's never just for the people themselves. Granted, you get benefits of it, but yeah, I'm cured of cancer and I get to live, but I have to live in fear that I could be killed at any point in time because some superhero can just throw a truck, or supervillain can just throw a truck through, my front door and kill me at any point in time. Like, what's the point? So, and this is wild. I'm really liking the way this first episode panned out, and we see that at the end of it, the Mauler twins are still, well, one is still alive, the original, looks like, and he's deformed and disfigured. All the other ones look like they were burnt to a crisp. But Levi is still alive, but now he is jacked up beyond repair, it looks like. He has got he had a fro. It's no mo. Like he got a whole brain dreadlock thing going on. I don't know. Like it's all attached to his back. It's like his brain is now taking over freaking the entire top half of his head, top of his head, freaking upper back. Like it's weird looking, and he looks like a alligator. I don't know how to describe it. Like, but he's the one who's got the portal powers. He's still got all the portal powers, but now his memories are disheveled because he has all the memories from everyone else all in his head, and everything is just kind of jumbled in around in there. And now he's mad. He's like, I gotta stop him. I need revenge on. And then it cuts to the title card of Invincible, which this brings me back to the angstrom-levy that was teleported that watched everybody get killed, including Adam Eve get paralyzed. He got teleported away and back to his world. And then he was the one that kind of had the side eye while the other Levi and the Mauls were having a conversation about what they wanted. So I think his feelings are superseding everything right now as far as his rage and what he wants to do. He wants to get back. He wants to get back at Invincible, and he's going to do everything he can to get to it. So, yo, I'm here for it. Like, I'm going to be watching this entire series. I'm sure Brent will be on when he can, stuff like that. So definitely make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you're here when we drop these episodes. We're going to do better about dropping them as soon as they come out. That's our goal. Stuff is every time. But again, Amazon drops this stuff when they want to. They just give us a day and not a time. So we'll figure it out when we can. Maybe I'll get one of these preview lists and I can see it early like some of these other guys. It'd be great. But other than that, that's all I got for this episode. Again, it's fantastic. Watch it. If you haven't watched it, again, theorize, talk in the comments. Tell me what you think is going to happen, because I'm going to probably sit there and mull this over and see what could this possibly happen. What could possibly happen with the multiverse in Invincible. And again, Invincible facing off versus Invincible. That's something that could definitely happen at some point in time. So, I don't know. I think I'll leave it at that. Oh, one more caveat. One more thing. I definitely saw you already know Omni-Man looks like J. Jonah Jameson. Like, it's no surprise. It's played by the same actor, with Simmons. So that's fantastic. But it's been talk of a Spider-Man crossover at some point. It's possible. So I just want to put that in your head. Like, we got multi-dimensional portals and stuff opening up and stuff like that. Hey, across the Spider-Verse and all that, what's to say that we don't get, a Spider-Man crossover with this at some point? I don't know. That's all I got. I'm out. I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.